Well, is he healthy?
Yeah, he seems okay. He bites like a little devil.
You get a bite?
He can bite, no. I haven't given him a once over. They sort of just stopped and I grabbed him in his cage.
Okay, so what's the story?
Well, he was hit somewhere in Nelspruit by a car, apparently, and somebody saw the person carrying the monkey around.
Okay.
So they took the monkey away from him. So,
fair enough.
I don't know how long ago he was hit by the car, but I think he's still got a bit of concussion because he's not still trusting people. So.
Okay, right. Perfect. Alright, I'll take him through. Thanks, Dave.
Will you carry this and not some...
Hey, little buddy. He's very quiet.
It's just that look in their eyes that they kind of resigned to the fate, not really knowing what's going to happen. They know they don't have any choice, not really sure what's going to happen next to them. And of course it must be kind of frightening with all these big humans lunging or grabbing at you and trying to do all kinds of weird things that you don't really understand. Because this little guy's old enough that he would have known who his parents were and what was going on. So it's a lot more difficult in these situations. He'll probably be a little bit of a fighter because he does know his mom, and he's certainly not going to trust us. You can see the bewilderment. She's not really sure what's actually going on, what's going to happen to her or anything. Probably going to put a little bit of trust into Ellie because Ellie's looking after her. We're not too sure if she's got a bit of concussion either, still from the road accident, because she's not biting as much as what I expected. If you just got them straight out of the bush, they tend to bite and wriggle a lot more and try and get away from you. Where she's not really too certain what she should do at the moment. But hopefully she slowly comes right.
Little girl. That's good, we like girls. Too many boys.
How old do you think she is?
It's quite old, maybe 6 months, five. Full adult coat, you know.
She just lied down to you. And I just remembered it because she was just like...
So little one still a little nervous. Not quite sure where she is.
You can see she's becoming more and more aware. She's actually looking around to see if there's any place she can escape or get away from us. So that becomes her first priority, is just to get out or get away from her captives, and then after that worrying about how to find her mom again. So she'll just be observing the place, looking if there's any holes, any way to get past people, and just get out of the situation. Loves the food, of course, so she probably hasn't seen such a big variety of stuff yet in her little life. So this might be quite amazing. That's why she's like trying more than one thing at a time. So don't know which one's best, this one or this one. So yeah, that's a good thing. It'll help her settle down a little bit more. I'm still very inquisitive. I'm going to have a look at her surroundings a little bit, but you can see she's calmed down a bit more now, a little bit more relaxed as she slowly takes things in. Naturally, the best place for them is the door, so they've got the best view to see what's going around and see if anybody's coming. At this stage, she might actually be scared of bandit monkeys if she's come across other monkeys out in the wild, because they fight each other, troops fight each other, so she wouldn't be too happy if another monkey came on, but we'll see how that goes. And you can see how shy she is there, or scared, hiding behind the door, a little bit worried, but food does play a big part in getting them out. Seems like she's found a little place of solitude behind the door, sort of a way of hiding away from everybody. Of course, just to come out and get something to eat every now and again, but yeah, it must be very lonely and very difficult for somebody in her situation. Your whole life's changed in a very, very short space of time. In her case, it sounded like a road accident. So mom was killed and somebody picked her up. And now you've got this totally new environment that you're not used to, and you don't really know what's going to happen. So big learning curve, but I'm sure she's going to be okay in the end. At least she's healthy and not injured in any way. So that's really the main thing. Well, there's a little face of a little monkey who just enjoyed some beetroot juice. There's probably some mixture of carrot and beetroot that he's been drinking. And of course, as you all know, little Floki, he's just got a way of getting himself full of whatever he's been having. So he's covered in red, and now he's got there a little bit of pawpaw that he's got stuck in his mouth. So typical little Floki. He's actually sucking on it like a lollipop. I'm not too sure what he's got into his pouches. If you have a look closely on the side of his face, you can see little vervets have got these little pouches that they can fill up as well. And it seems like he's got those full. So I don't know if he's been storing some mango or apple or something in there as well. He might also be putting some of the pawpaw in there. So we just zoom over to Lila on the other end. Of course, she also had a little bit of beetroot juice, I think, but she doesn't look as covered in it as what Floki does. And she's chewing also on a little bit of pawpaw. Seems happy on this side, probably getting a break from Floki at the moment. They do chase each other around quite a bit and get on very well, which is nice to see.
Lilo has just been trapped and brought to sick bay as she wasn't doing too good, and our plan is for her to live with Floki and Lila. Hi sweetheart, you're back.
So this is inside sick bay, one of the enclosures there, and as you heard, we're going to try and incorporate her in the little Floki group and see how these lot manage together. So it's kind of like building up another little troop. So we'll see which ones are going to match, and won't be too much fighting amongst them, and see if they all get on with each other. But in the meantime, she's just in sick bay. Well, we'll just assess how things are going to go, and then in a day or so probably move over and meet Floki and join the guys down there.
Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, come on. Are you gonna come off the cage? Good girl. So she is very confused and scared of her new surroundings, so it'll just take her a little bit to get used to everything. I think she's scared of this branch. There we go.
As you probably noticed, Lilo is actually blind, so she can't see what's going on. So that's why she has to feel and take a while to get used to the enclosure. She came to the foundation about 2 or so years ago. We got her from the vets in Polokwane, which is about an hour or so away from here. And yeah, we're not really too sure what actually happened to her. It could be cataracts on the eyes that she can't see. But we're going to see how she does with the Floki group. She might get on with them a lot better, and Floki seems to like the calmer monkeys.
So Lilo's just in, and we're already spoiling her as much as she can. She's just had a few grapes and a nice big piece of cauliflower, her favorite. She's loving these grapes. She doesn't want to believe that she's ate all her grapes. She only had about 3, but not enough for the little Princess Lilo. She did drop her piece of cauliflower. She's so cute.
Switching over, of course, to the Samangas, and here we have little Nino trying to have a bit of fun with Satchmo. So, of course, he's eager for Satchmo to come in and start playing. So even though earlier we think it is quite rough, they do seem to enjoy it, and it does seem to form part of their upbringing. And yeah, they do have a lot of fun, even though it is rough fun. But you can see little Nino doesn't really mind, and sort of trying to get Satchmo over to come into the cage and play with him. Each encounter does seem to get a little bit calmer. I think it's just because Nina's not so much of a novelty anymore, and they're sort of getting used to each other. So this is also great. So the playing will calm down. It might not be as rough, although there will be those rough moments. But as I say, they seem to be getting on very, very nicely. It's not that Nina's scared of Satchmo or anything like that, and does seem to enjoy the company.
So this is Satchmo, our orphan from last year. And we're just in a integration shift now with little Nino. So he's progressing really well. He's now super relaxed with all three of the other Samangos. And we're now getting to the point where they're spending most of the day together, or Nino is spending most of the day out of baby care basically, and he's progressing really well, so hopefully it'll not be too long until we can try letting him out into the enclosure. He's not quite there. This is Satchmo trying to play with Z, but she's having none of it.
Well, here's the arrival of the man himself. Let's see how this goes with the meeting of Mango. Mango seems to be very calm. I don't know what Nino must think. The size of Mango is one thing on its own, but Mango doesn't seem really too worried. He's brought up one of these naughty little mischievous guys before, so this shouldn't really be a problem to him. We'll just see the confidence of little Nino, how he's going to approach Mango, or how the initial meeting's going to go.
He's very curious.
Mango's not so much interested. He's just like, I haven't been in here for a while.
I think he also feels that he's scared of him. He's not screaming, not crying.
Mango seems to be more interested in the people around. He's just come to see who's involved and who's doing what. So typical boss attitude. Just making sure everybody knows, look, I'm the big guy around here in this enclosure, and everybody does what I sort of say. So he's just checking the surroundings. He hasn't had very much interaction. It is also naturally a very risky time because he is a big male, and there's not really any way of stopping any kind of interaction that he does. So we do have to be very careful in these situations, and just hope that our decisions went correctly. But Mango doesn't seem to be too bothered at all, and fortunately with the Samangos, they seem to be a lot calmer breed of primate. They don't get worked up so well. They do seem to take it out a lot more on people though. We've seen some of them just get aggressive to some people for some reason or other. I'm not too sure why, other people they seem to get on with. Maybe they like dogs and they can sort of read people's characters and sort of react in the same way. I'm not too sure. But so far things are going very well. He's ignoring little Nino, which will just make little Nino more and more interested in him. So we'll see what this is going to lead to and what the first encounter is going to be like.
Finally, the day has come for Dirkules to go back to Coco Troop. Thank God he's got such a little belly. His shoulder, everything's looking great. His hair is coming back. He just looks like a ball. Well, exciting. Let's go. Excuse me. Can I? Thank you. Dirkules ready to go. No, he's dying to get back to troop. So Carla came in, our baby from last year. She's cuddling Dirkules. Maybe if Carla brings him out. Oh my God. I think if she does carry him, you can maybe let him out.
Carly, you're stuck between the ropes.
What is she doing? Okay, maybe open now.
Open it now.
Yeah. Oh. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, he's with so many females. So Carla did come in, and with Luca we thought Dirkules was gonna follow them, but he got left behind. But Carla came back and grabbed him, and he's back.
Oh, journey.
Everyone seems pretty happy.
So baby number 26, name has just been confirmed, so she will be 26 for now. Has finished her quarantine and time to visit Lila and Floki in Disneyland. So usually we wouldn't be using Disneyland this time of the year, but fate has decided that baby season shall continue. She's a little cold, very cold morning. Loki's interested. He wants more friends.
Or was he interested in her food?
Probably.
Sometimes when you release monkeys, this is sort of a sign that it's not really their troop. You can see the little one, the cage is open for them, but she hasn't run away straight away. She sort of looks around because she doesn't know the area. She's not really too sure what's going on. So if we're out in the field trying to do a release, this would be a sure sign that this little monkey does not come from that troop, and we basically try and grab her as quickly as we can and put her back into the little cage.
So apparently Floki did just want the food.
So Totsy, the tiny angel, she's having a look around at the troop outside, just trying to see if her family members are there. So this might take a little bit of a while to get used to, for her to realize that she's nowhere near home, and this is a new place entirely. And once she settles in, maybe Floki will take her under his arm, and also Lila. Hopefully they can start making friends, and everyone getting used to each other. We'll just see how things go.
So baby number 26 here. We still don't have a name for her yet. She's now in Disneyland, and she's enjoying sitting in the sun, and she's watching James droop. Just beside that pole we've got Gimli Luna and Neville. Teo was also there and they've been playing and she's just been watching, which is nice. Looks like she's very interested in monkey life. So hopefully we can get her on the feeding cage and get her out. Mr. Flokes. Hey girl.
It's the look on Floki's face when this little one comes over and gets some food. Just look at that stare.
Totsy the tiny angel here, drinking her milk from her bowl, because she doesn't want to drink from a bottle, or she struggles too much to drink from a bottle. And we do have it on this perch and not on the ground because of Floki, the milk thief.
Looks like Floki's accepted Lila, eating seeds with him off the plate. Of course, there's a little new one eating on his own on the other side, not quite joined the group yet, so that's still going to take a little bit of a while. He's still a little bit bewildered. Floki's not too sure which bowl he should go and eat from. Lila managed to get herself a nice ripe banana, and she's really enjoying this one. Hasn't yet managed to learn out how to peel it, but of course this does take a while. It is something you normally learn from watching your mom, and of course with her being blind, it's not something she can see, so she'll have to learn how to eat each item on her own. Lila has managed to work out how to drink from the milk bottle. Her biggest problem will be finding where the milk bottle is or the feeding cage. So that is something we're going to have to work on and make sure she learns it quite quickly. Not the best footage, but it is nice just to see Floki jumping around and having a little bit of fun. Here comes up to Totsy the tiny angel. He's not really too sure what he should do. Floki's always got these good manners. He doesn't just push himself onto people. So he is showing a little bit of caution there. But I'm sure he does want his new friend to come down and show a bit of interest and start playing with him. It's not often that we do bathe the monkeys, but sometimes it is necessary now and again. For Lila, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because she doesn't really know what's happening. So she has to put a lot of trust into her caregiver basically to do this. You can see on her face that she's not really too sure. The water's probably nice and warm, so it feels great to be in there. Very relaxing. But of course, it's the trust aspect that comes out because being blind, you can hear the sound of the water. You don't know how much there is there, how deep it is, and that type of thing. So it has got its own problems for a little monkey like she is. But it is good for her to get cleaned up. So I say we don't do it often because they do have special oils that they create on their own skins through their fur that protects them from a lot of stuff and helps keep them clean. And you don't want to actually destroy that.
Such a good girl. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Definitely nice and relaxed and enjoying it. So the weather isn't the hottest, so a little bit of warmth does help a bit.
Hello.
And just nice to lie back in a bath and get yourself all scrubbed up and cleaned. So it does look like she was enjoying it or having a good time there. But of course now it comes to get the rinse and get out. And you know what it's like when somebody wants to take you out of a nice warm bath. It's not that much fun. But here we go, give her a rinse and then she's going to be ready to run around and get dirty all over again.
Totsy, the tiny angel, is settling in really well with Floki and Lila. And we have little Lila over here, who's also doing really good. She's got a lot more confident the last few days. Oh, careful. Hey, sweet girl. Hey, folkster. And Totsy, the tiny angel, still looking out at Jim's troop all the time. And actually from here, we can see Teo living his life. So don't worry, sweetheart. Soon that'll be you.
it's quite remarkable how little Lila has adapted for somebody that's visually impaired. She certainly finds her way around. Has settled in very, very nicely. Just look how she's playing and things like this. If you did watch her a little bit earlier, you'd see how she moves her hands quite quickly in front of her just to feel where she's going. So they're very good at adapting to their environment. She probably would never survive out in the wild, but I suppose, if it depends on if where they were in nature, if there wasn't any humans or vehicles around and she got used to the habitat that they're traveling around in, there is quite a possibility. But then, of course, you'd always get your predators that would probably catch her first because she wouldn't be able to see them coming or know how to get out the way. Of course, except if the predator was a Floki, who knows what would happen. So it's just quite amazing how these two are getting on so well and enjoying themselves. So it's a very tough thing to know what decision to make with these little animals, because although she hasn't got her sight, she still can live out a perfectly normal life, probably not in the way she should out in nature, but I mean she can still have a comfortable life, she can still enjoy herself, and she can still behave like a little monkey, and she seems to get on very well with other monkeys. There's no problem as you can see there. They're doing very, very well, and even Floki seems to be having a great time. Not always the nicest thing to see, but insects play a very important role in vervet's lives. So they are insect eaters. They do eat a lot of the insects around, which is one of the benefits to the farming community. Funny enough, they eat a little stink bug, a green stink bug that plagues the area, um, in the handfuls. And I mean, this, just the smell from it is terrible. But these guys seem to enjoy it quite a lot. So it is something that they keep certain insects under control, which is part of their role out in the environment, and also something people tend to forget.
Okay, here's the next one.
Okay, now for this little one, of course, she can't really see what it is. So first of all, it's smelling just to smell what she's got hold of. The wings are probably not the most tasty part of the insect, but slowly she'll get a hang of it, just to see what it is and see if she's going to like the taste in the end of the day. Normally when monkeys actually catch a live one, they rub it up and down on the ground, which will actually kill it, and then they'll start eating it after that. So this is like a nice little treat for them. Unfortunately, for some reason, the praying mantises seem to get caught on the electric fence for some reason. So it's the only insect that we really see has a problem with the electric fence, and we do find quite a number of them stuck along the, well, I wouldn't say quite a number of them, but more than any other insect around the electrical fence. So we do pick these off now and again and feed them to the monkeys. They do seem to enjoy them. I'm not too sure why they sort of get attracted and caught on it, but it's just one of those phenomena. Thank you everybody for watching. For those guys who shared the live with us, watching Jason spend 24 hours in the crush cage, it was quite exciting, and we did raise enough funds to actually build the enclosure for Arpy, which is great. We really have fantastic supporters out there, and we really appreciate everything you guys put in, and the sharing and watching the videos, watching the adverts. The comments and stuff help us quite a lot as well. So please feel free to comment and ask questions. Anything you want to know, we are available to give answers where we can, especially if we find they're relevant. Sometimes people ask things over and over again which have been covered in the videos previously. But if we do think it's something new, we will give you an answer, so don't worry about that. Please follow us on Instagram. It is quite good. We are on TikTok now for a little bit of a lighter side to life. And then Patreon, if you join that, you do get updated stories. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been a tough week for us all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until we get the next one out. Thank you.